everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today, another Can You Guess This palette? And I've never played with this palette. This is the look we're going to create. Okay, here's the thing. I have two palettes from this brand, just two. And I played with one time. And I just now opened this palette. I've never played with it. And as I was looking at it, I was like, should I even open it? You know, because like I have so many. And I wasn't for sure on it. But let's get started and I'll tell you about it. So the first shade we're going to go into is a pinky color, Carnation. And, okay, so that's the first shade we're going to go into. And I'm going to pick it up. I will say these are kind of powdery. Some kick up. However, we got pigment, okay? We do have pigment out of these shadows, which is wonderful. I don't remember what I thought of the first palette that I used from this brand. I have to assume I liked it based on the color story, because it is way more my color story. This one is my color story, but in a fun way. Like, it's not too bright, but bright enough. It goes from light to dark. So it's an all-in-one palette for me. It's compact, easy to travel with. And that's the other thing I was thinking about. Travel, right? Who travels? I don't travel. Why do I care if it's easy to travel with? I started thinking that the other day when I was like, oh, I'd never travel with my Pat McGrath or my Tasha. Well, no, because I'm never going to leave them. Because I never go anywhere. I never do anything. I mean, I go places, you know, around where I live. But I don't go, like, away. I'd be too scared to. Because I wouldn't be able to leave my Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona behind. Like, no. No, can't do that. So yeah, I found that kind of funny when I was sitting there and thinking about it. I was like, what's it matter to me if it's travel friendly? But you all may travel, so you know. If you're traveling, this isn't a bad palette to travel with. Although, I don't know how the packaging would hold up. I mean, I guess it'd be okay. I suppose. I don't know, because I never travel. Like, it's not luxe packaging by no means. But I guess it would be sturdy enough at the same time. Unlike some brands, that packaging breaks if you open it. And I get the price point, you know, you're paying for what you get, and I get that. And I think that that's why I do like luxury brands, in all honesty. Don't get me wrong. The quality is there, whether it's luxury or affordable. Absolutely. The next shade we're going to go into is this purple shade. And I will say, for a purple, that's not bad. I mean, obviously it's a swatch, but even on the lid, like, or as I was applying it, I was kind of impressed with it. I won't lie. Because, I mean, purples are hard to do, and sometimes even luxury brands can't really get it, you know? So for this brand to get it, it kind of impressive in one hand. But then again, it's kind of a more expensive brand too, so. But it is considered affordable nonetheless. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the eye look. I like the way the shadow is applied. Don't get me wrong here, okay? But when I sit down to do my makeup, right? Obviously, I want to be able to do it without any problems. But I also want the feels. You know what I mean? Like opening a Gucci bronzer, right? It's almost like when you're spraying perfume. You know, you can spray a body mist or whatever, but like today I sprayed, what is it? I just got it. Apple and Brandy by Killian. Now I have the Love something Love by Killian. I forget what it is. And I love that smell. Like that is my favorite perfume, right? Well, other than the Baccarat. That's the next one. But then I like the Tom Ford too. And I like the Huda Beauty. But you get what I mean? Like the bottle, it's not like spraying, say, even the Sol de Janeiro. That's pretty expensive, body spray. But, and I get feels from that, don't get me wrong. But it's not the same as when I apply my perfume. But I'm going to tell you what, that Killian Apple Brandy, you all, it's good. It's real good. I want to try the Huda Beauty one, their apple one, just to see, because I do like the cherry one, the burning cherry. I love it, and the pistachio one, I like it. But I'm curious about their apple. Let me know if you've tried it. But yeah, I mean, you can see, like, I had no problem blending that. It blended beautifully. There's no patchiness. It didn't take me that long, like, the whole 9 yards. The next shade we're going to go into is this one here, and it's a brown, and we're just going to run it under the lower lash line. I kind of went with an easy look, and here's why too. Because I did a black look. Y'all, first off, I look like a raccoon, and I'm well aware. Second off, taking that off, like whoever wears that on a daily, black looks, I don't even know how you do it. How do you get it all off? Because let me tell you, it seemed like it took me forever to get that all off. For real, for real. And I looked like a raccoon for probably 30 minutes trying to get it all off. I just never seen so much black in my life. But for what it was, I do think I did an okay job. In my head. Whether I did or didn't, I don't know. But I will say it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't like hard, but it wasn't easy either. Because with black, I mean, anybody knows one little and you're in trouble. You've messed up. So it's like a slow process in a way. Uh-oh, I messed up there. I'll fix it in a minute. But yeah, I was terrified doing that look, I'll be honest. Terrified. But this palette has got me a little bit, I don't know. Because on one hand, love the look, right? Absolutely think it turned out great. On the other hand, I don't reach for it. So why is that? You know what I mean? Why am I not reaching for it? Now, there was a fallout with this shade here, but I didn't spray it, so that's on me. Let's pick up that shade. We're going to put this on the lid. You do have to pack it on, too. I will say that. but it is a pretty reflective shade nonetheless. So we're just going to pick it up and we're going to start to lay it on the lid. And like I said, there is a lot of kick up, kick back, kick up and fall out. So the fallout though, I could spray it or lay something down and that would probably help it for sure. But I'm lazy. And kick up don't bother me. Fallout really don't bother me, to be honest. But and most of it did brush away, but some of it did not. But that shade is pretty. And there's a couple of these shades in this palette actually that are like this, that are just so, because they're like light and just so pretty. Especially for like, I feel like spring. But yeah, you can get the depth because of like, there's the purple and the next shade too that I'm going to apply to give you depth in the look if you're looking for depth. You know what I mean? So I like it for that too. And we're going to just put that here and blend. But here's the other thing with this. This shade falls. And again, that could be on me. Because I could have easily I got mascara there. Huh. Interesting. Laid something down. But I don't know. I just have so many palettes that I'm like, is this really a palette I need? And the answer to that is no. We're going to go in with this shade here to line the bottom lash line and top lash line. It's like it's not black, more like a gray maybe. I don't know. But then it kind of looks brown, like a grape brown. I don't know. It's dark though. It is dark. There's, like I said, there are a couple shades in here that are dark. So we're going to line the lower lash line and top with this shade. And I used a brown mascara today, which I thought would be okay because I thought, well, it's not I didn't think it was that poppy of a look. But I think if I would have put black on, it would have been, and I think I probably should have, to be honest with you, but I didn't. But that's okay. We're going to go back into that brown shade and run it along the lower lash line again, because I don't want to lose that brown color. I don't know, there's just something to me, like, even though, like, though it's really not my color story, it does match my shirt though. And we all know I have to match. Even though it's not, like, a color story for me, as in, I mean, I guess in a way it is, in a little bit, but it's not, like, it doesn't, like, really call to me, right? Like, pinks and all that. It's still a really pretty color story nonetheless. And I don't really know why I've never reached for this one, let's be honest. Because I just opened it. But even the other one, I only did one look with it. And I don't even know if I filmed it. Or I would go back. I don't think I did. And to be honest, I don't own much from this brand. and they have a lot. So let's talk about clues. First clue, it's semi-affordable. Take that with what you want. Makeup nowadays is just expensive, period, anyway, but it's considered. It's not in the high-end section at all, okay? So we'll just put it like that. This palette is an all-in-one palette for me. So for the inner corner, we're going to use this color here. Wow, can you even see it? Can't even see it. That's crazy. It's right there. We're going to put that in the inner corner. Alright, so first clue, it's considered affordable. Second clue, I only own a few things from this brand, but I don't know if that'd be a good clue or not. Me only owning, I think I own a concealer and a lip gloss actually from this brand, and 2 eyeshadow palettes. I will say that this brand used to be so hyped back in the day. And even though it kind of still is, it's not as much, to be honest. I don't hear very many people talking about it. But out of the stuff I've tried, their stuff is solid. It really is. It's solid. Their concealer is solid that I own. And from what I understand, a lot of their products are solid. Now, me personally, I can only say that their concealer that I have, I have one kind of it. I like a lot, actually. And then their lip gloss, yeah, no, it's not my favorite. But I do hear people talking about it. I will say most people talk about their lip liners, though. A lot of people talk about their lip liners, so that may be another hint for you. And then these are the shadows that I used out of the palette. So there's a couple hints for you. So for the top lashes, we are going, oh, well, we're just going to apply period. The YSL Lash Clash in the brown. For top and bottom. But yeah, I mean, I think that this created a very pretty look. All in all. And I really don't know why I don't reach for it. These palettes, these 2 that I have. And I'll let you also know that I've had these palettes. This one here is a newer release compared to the one that I already have. And they've been out for a long time. Although I did get this palette, I think, when it first released. I just never got around to it. But yeah, I don't know. Because I am really liking this look. And I'm really liking the purple, to be honest. Like, that is a very pretty purple. And it almost makes me want to use other lid shades with it. Other combinations with that purple. And And like I said, there are other darker colors in this palette that I'm curious if they work just as good as this purple. Because if they do, it might be worth it in the overall scheme of things. Okay. And then for my waterline, I used ColourPop gel liner in something. I don't know what I used it in. Trying to get every lash without making a mess. Here we go. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, the ColourPop liner. Here it is. It's in Lactis. I don't know what's in this. So, and that's the final look. What do y'all think? I really don't think you could tell a difference in whether these were high-end or a drugstore shadow, to be honest with you. Other than, and I didn't get fallout with this side, did I? Because I don't remember wiping it. Oh, got a little piece. But again, my fault. If I sprayed, I wouldn't have got any. And I think I went a little heavy-handed on this side too, packing. So, but if I would have went with a lighter hand, I think I wouldn't have got fallout, number one. Number two, if I would have sprayed, I wouldn't have got fallout. But the more, I mean, I just think that this, I don't know why I don't grab for it. And with that said, that leads me to believe it's the packaging. Because it goes back to my first thing about the feels. Not necessarily the overall look. Because the overall look, to me, if I'm looking at it, I couldn't tell if this was high-end or affordable, like I said. But the feeling of opening up this palette versus like a Gucci palette is completely different. And yet, I do feel like at the same time, if I opened my Gucci palette, I would not get this kind of look. By no means. Would I still get a pretty look? Absolutely, yes. I like the Gucci shadows. Their palettes, I do. Do I think it's worth that price point? No, I don't. But at the same time, I'm paying for the name. I'm paying for the packaging. I'm well aware of that. So with that said, when I'm paying for all that plus the shadow, yeah, it's worth it. To me. Even though I know that the product isn't as good as, say, this product, okay? But there's just, it just is, you know? Like, I'm not saying it's right. It's sort of like if you're drinking a Diet Coke, right? That's my favorite diet drink. Well, Diet Mountain Dew. But if you're drinking a Diet Coke, right? And then you go get like a generic version of it. Not like a Diet Pepsi, but like literally something that's supposed to be generic, right? It doesn't tingle the same. It doesn't taste the same. You know what I mean? Because even I can taste it in Diet Mountain Dew. And the reason I say that is because I used to buy Diet Citrus Drop from Kroger. And there's a difference. Now, was it overwhelming difference compared to that price? Half the price? No. Not at that, because that wasn't important to me. Drinking a drink. But, you know, now, yes. Makeup Yes, there's a difference. When I sit down to do it, I want to feel the feels. But with that said, that's just me. I think this turned out really good, so I have no issues with this brand. I think if all their eyeshadow palettes are like this, I think they're worth every penny of it. It just don't give me the feels, but I like the look. So I think I will try to reach for this a little more and try to like incorporate it, this palette and maybe the other one. But I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to grab for it. I really don't. But we'll see. Let's give it a couple months and see. That's the only thing I can do, you know? Because I've got so many, it's just like, am I going to pick this or am I going to pick Pat McGrath? Am I going to pick this or am I going to pick Natasha Denona? You know, when I get that free time. But the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm like, oh, man, I like it. Oh, let me tell you what else I got. So the blush, because I can tell you this, it doesn't matter, you're not guessing this. Y'all, I like this. I don't know if you can still get this at Sephora, but I've been playing with this a lot more too. And it's the Violet Voss, the Blush Bellini palette. And it does have a mirror in it, right? And now it's cardboard, so take that into consideration. But when I bought this, it was half off. Now, I don't know if Sephora still has it or not. But it's got 3 blushes, right? And then a highlighter. The highlighter works for me. That's wonderful. That's great, you know? So now, will the 3 blushes work for me? The pink one, come on, we know I like a pink blush. This one here, it's like a purpley rosy color. Yes, it's like a neutral, I guess. The only one I wasn't for sure of was this peach color. It's called Peach Puree. And I like it. It's more orange than peach on my skin tone, but I do have a yellow undertone, so that may have something to do with it. But with that said, I like it. I'm wearing it today. And for the bronzer, I'm wearing the Too Faced Sun Bunny because, you know, I love that blush or that bronzer in the summer. Absolutely love it. I probably should buy it back up because I'm sure that was limited edition actually, but I love that bronzer. And again, that was the Too Faced Sun Bunny. But the other thing I was going to say was, oh, my foundation. That was it. So I got a sample of this Gucci foundation. I don't know which one this is, okay? I got it in 220W. And at first it looked really, really, really yellow. Really yellow. But I think overall it matches pretty well, okay? Which is good because this is a hefty price tag. But I like it. Like, I was using it and I used it with my Natasha Denona primer, the hydrogen glass primer. And I think that could have like thinned it out a little bit. Or I don't know how to explain that. Like, I think this could be full, like medium to full, or it could be like depending on how you used it and buffed it, or if you used a sponge, like how you did it. But I like it, but it does pull yellow, in which case I had to bring out my Kosas concealer because it's got the yellow undertone. Drives me insane, but I pulled it out for the concealer. But this is a little bit too yellow, too warm for me. So maybe I should have went for like some 200s in the neutrals is what I'm thinking. But for a sample, they didn't have that. They didn't offer it, so I went with that. I do think that it matches. I just need to get a neutral. But I did make it work. But I do like just the foundation itself, though, aside. I like that formula. Again, is it worth the price tag? I don't know. I mean, part of me wants, is anything worth the price tag, really? Because I want to go, well, there's drugstore I like, but again, the feels, it's the feels of it. But you know what? When it comes to foundation, honestly, I don't mind the feels of, say, this Infallible, right? I don't mind it. It's got a pump, great. Where I have issues is this, okay? I don't mind the feels of this. It's glass, it feels heavy, but this has no pump, which to me aggravates me. But they may have a pump now. I don't know. That's I don't even know how old this stuff is, you all. I have so much stuff. But then there's like this, right? And I like it, but this feels cheap to me. So I have my ups and downs with foundation. Eyeshadow, I always feel like that's packaging. Bronzer, blush is all going to be packaging. I mean, yes, it's going to be packaging for um foundation. For an example, this Tom Ford, it's over $100. $100 for a foundation. Somebody needs to knock me. Or how about, where is it? Come on, let's just break it out, right? Where's the little mayor? Like, there's a difference, okay? In packaging, you can see I've used it sparingly. But is it worth it? And those two foundations are so nice too on the skin. They look so pretty, so pretty. And for a special occasion, I would say go for it. Splurge, go for it, you know. But for every day, you use a good bit, technically, of foundation, right? So to me, it's like I'm going to go with the cheaper version unless there's a special occasion. Because you're going to use more of this, you know, than, say, other products. I don't know. I don't know. I'm up in the air with prices anymore because I just keep watching them skyrocket. And my head just is like, I cannot justify $100 for this when I got a bill, you know. But at the same time, it's like, but I like it. It brings me joy. It brings me happiness. It makes me feel good to play with it, to sit down and use it and create whatever I'm doing that day. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll let you go. Money. It's always money, isn't it? At the end of the day, it really is. I swear. Sometimes I'm like, live, laugh, and love. I'm like, no, it's just about money. It's about, can you pay your bill this month type of thing, you know? And it gets rough. It does. Anyway, with that said, I'll let you go. I've rambled long enough. Can you guess this palette? Let me know in the comments. Leave your comments in the down below if you can guess it. If you like this video, thumbs it up. Subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.